we're talking Jordan Poole next. He just had a solid season, 18 and a half points per game, flashy footwork and flashy passes. He shot over 36% from three on almost 8 attempts. So this is a guy who I think is the real deal. I think a lot of people see that as well. Obviously, with all the draft picks Golden State has had recently, it's funny that this is the guy that's breaking out. But hey, you never know. Sports are a weird thing, and guys respond to coaching differently. And this guy is Steve Kerr's wizard, man.
Yeah,
it's working out.
Oh yeah, like they talk about it all the time on Sports Center and ESPN how he's just such a perfect fit that he can be thrown in for Clay or Steph, and they don't even have to change the play because he's that talented. And I mean, yeah, that's great, but he has so much versatility. I mean, is he going to be a six man? Is Wiggins going to step out? Are they going to buy into a regular season at Draymond at center? I don't think so, because that's a lot of work, and Draymond's already had troubles with injuries. I still think you start Kevon Looney. I think he's worth. I mean, look at Tyler Herro, how he's excelling. I still think Jordan Poole's worth having a 6-man award, and you can do him like Lou Will and like pull out all these lineups all you want. I mean, if anything, it's Wiggins that's going to get booted out of the starting lineup, but that's a lot of money. But Wiggins does give you some more length and versatility.
They'll try to get rid of Wiggins this offseason if they can, but, big money, it's going to be hard to figure that one out. Maybe you can find some guy who's better than Looney that you can put at center in a trade for Wiggins. Who knows? But regardless, I think they're hoping for James Wiseman to be their starting center at some point here. And I think Jordan Poole definitely looks like he's starter capable, but that type of talent can work perfectly fine as a 6-man. We just saw Tyler Herro is going to win 6-man of the year, and he had the 3rd most minutes played on the Miami Heat. So it doesn't really mean much. I would hope that Jordan Poole's ego wouldn't get hurt too bad coming off as a 6-man for maybe 2 years till someone bows out for him, like at most. Like it wouldn't be a long thing for him. I'm sure he would be starting pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. I think how far he's come really shows how set these Warriors are. Like when I was first watching him, he's an unpolished player in the NBA. I thought like whatever, he's just getting minutes because Steph Curry is injured. This was 2 years ago, and Steph and Clay were out for most of the season. I didn't think much of him. And then this year, really, we've been talking about him all year. He's been huge, definitely one of the most improved players. He's been awesome, and it just makes me look at Jonathan Kuminga and James Wiseman, and I've shown worries about both of them and how they're going to progress, but I trust his training staff now after what they turned Jordan Poole into. Obviously, granted, a lot of this is on him. He's a very talented player, and he's improved a lot. But if the training staff can give the same trajectory to Jonathan Kuminga and James Wiseman, these Warriors are set for years. Oh, that's going to be ridiculous. If they don't even have to get close to him, because right now he's playing at an all-star level in the playoffs. But if Jonathan Kuminga can get close to that, obviously with different skill sets, same thing with James Wiseman, it's going to be a scary team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see them all panning out. I think that's just not realistic. It so far looks like James Wiseman is going to be a bust, but I hope.
I wouldn't say wrong. I wouldn't say he's going to be a bust. I would say
so far, based on what we've seen,
I'd say he's certainly an injury-prone player. It's tough for me to say someone's a bust when they haven't played much, just because I say
he is a bust. I say he's probably going to be a bust.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I associate bust more with like skill type than availability, but I can say it's a waste. But yeah, that's what I mean.
Greg Oden was a bust.
Greg Oden, yeah, well,
because of injuries.
So, they have him for another year. So Jordan Poole's extension, he's extension eligible this season. So they have up until what?
Damn, he can't read.
Yeah, up until I think when does the extension? I think it's close to the trade deadline. So probably like December, I think, is the extension deadline for the rookies. So they have up until then to figure out what they want to pay him. I can see them holding on to him and seeing what he makes in restricted free agency. That's not the biggest concern for them. Obviously, when that comes along, they will definitely want to be off Wiggins' money. And Wiggins has another he's on for that year, so they're either gonna have to trade him or something, or figure something out salary wise, because they're gonna keep the big three together. Kuminga and Wiseman has another year after that. Kuminga has another year after that. So that they're not going to be concerns. They're going to hold on to them. They can hold on to them longer. But Jordan Poole, we're going to see. I don't think he's going to get an extension. Do you think he's going to get an extension, or are they going to wait till free agency?
I think they would probably see what he gets offered, but we'll see what type of season he puts in next year. If he continues what he's doing in the playoffs and somehow averages over 20 points per game next year on efficient shooting, I think definitely he's worth giving an extension to. And, treat your guy, come to an agreement before you have to go to free agency. I think that would send a good sign to your fans.
Yeah, and the Golden State Warriors front office are really good about that. They seem to make the right decision. They just did the best reload in NBA history. Or the fastest. It's not a rebuild.
Well, easy to do when you didn't lose Steph Curry.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, and Klay Thompson out for 2 years. Draymond's been in and out, whatever. So yeah, they definitely did the best reload. They got 3 great prospects. I still put Wiseman. I know Wiseman's injury prone, but I still have the best of hope for him. I don't think any of his potential got wasted away. Kuminga has shown great flashes. He's just obviously a young player, and that's why he's not getting as many minutes in the playoffs. But Jordan Poole, if he's the standard, or if he's even the peak, if they get close to him, they've done a great job. Front office, everything towards them, they're doing great. I think they're the MVP. If someone doesn't win Executive of the Year from Golden State Warriors, that's a crime.
Well, for this year, why would they deserve Executive of the Year for this year? Just because they got healthier?
Well, because all the decisions they made this year. Yeah, granted they're healthier, but the way they drafted, the way everything, the trades, what not to trade.
I'm not going to give them Executive of the Year because Jordan Poole's had a great year.
Well, obviously it's not all on that. I mentioned a bunch of other things that they've done right, but yeah, being fully healthy.
I think Executive of the Year should probably go to your Bulls guy for gambling on that DeMar DeRozan contract and working out.
Yeah, that's still one signing. But yeah.
But he also brought in Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso.
Yeah, but they also got gentlemen swept in the first round. Warriors are going to go to the conference finals.
Okay, so if we're just doing that, let's give it to the Suns guy or whoever wins the championship at the end of the year. If you want to do it just based on that.
What he's done, the decisions they've made have had more successful effect. It's not one decision. It was
one decision.
It was everything. If it's only 1 year, I guess. Well, it is. But
it's 1 year. Yes, we're looking just at what this year.
Drafting
this year.
Yeah, drafting Jonathan Kuminga. The Wiggins trades turned out.
Why would I give him anything? No, Wiggins should not have been an All-Star this year.
Oh no,
it's not turned out. He's been terrible ever since the All-Star break.
He's been terrible because Klay has come back, so he's had so many less. It's not that he's terrible. His efficiency is still fine. He's still playing decent defense.
No, it's not. Look at his efficiency, shooting over or under 40% since the All-Star break. That's not fine.
It's not hurting them though. That's the biggest point. It's not hurting the Warriors. His shot. Okay, every missed shot hurts every team. But just because somebody like Anthony Edwards misses tons of shots, but he's still a plus.
He hurts our team too.
But he doesn't. He's still a plus because of all the defense and playmaking he adds. Granted, Wiggins isn't playmaking. Wiggins is adding valuable defense, and he's staying within the scheme, and he's doing everything. He's making the shots that he has to make.
Yeah, he's a low usage player, but you should get more out of $30 million maybe.
Yeah, well, all things considered, but they didn't give him that contract. They just traded for that contract. They are using him as the tool they are having. They can't just trade for a player and say, all right, they gave you $30 million, but we're going to give you $5 million because that's what you deserve.
But they don't have to trade for players.
Well,
who have big contracts.
It's turned out they got Jonathan Kuminga and Wiggins for a deal.
Yeah, I say jury's still out. And if that's a good trade,
I still think they've definitely won that trade as we take it today.
I would not say they definitely won. D'Lo just put in his best regular season of his career, possibly. He hasn't had a good playoffs, but I try not to look at everything with a micro lens.
Well, no, I would still say, like, even everything up until this point, Wiggins and Kuminga, and I think it'll only go up from there. Just the struggles.
See. I think Kuminga's got a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but it's just when it comes to this Warriors team, they used those draft picks. I was surprised they didn't, cash in to trade for a guy, because once you use the draft picks, they're not sexy anymore. Now you've got prospects, and once they start playing, all of a sudden teams decide their opinions of them. Oh, now teams think James Wiseman is shit. Now teams don't think Moses Moody is anything crazy special.
Or they're
Jonathan Kuminga looks decent, but we just it's hard to see a lot out of guys that never play, because you can't trust them in the playoffs. You've got other guys you're playing ahead of them. I would expect one of those three guys, between Moody, Wiseman, and Kuminga, for sure one of those three gets traded this offseason. For sure one of them gets traded this offseason. I'm not convinced that the Golden State Warriors make any trades this offseason. I can see a trade deadline. I mean, it's tough. Like, what do you think? What would they go out and get? Well, they need to get like a rim protecting center who can also at least play the pick and roll a little bit. If they can possibly get a replacement for Wiggins, I think that would be great. Maybe even just getting Harrison Barnes back. But I think in general, you just gotta decide: do you want to open up playing time for the young guys or not?
I think it depends how healthy they are. Obviously, if they go into it and they're still fully healthy, I think they're just going to compete and throw out and give minutes where minutes are given. I think all of Otto Porter's minutes, because he's a 1-year deal, I think a lot of those are going to go to Jonathan Kuminga next year. I think they're going to show him. He's going to go through another summer camp. He's going to gain more experience. I think Wiseman's going to be ready by season opener next year. He was close to coming back already, and they just kind of said no. They're just like, let's just leave it. It's fine. Like, you haven't played at all this season. We're not going to throw you in the playoffs, which is a smart move on their end. Moody would probably, I'd lean towards, be the most tradable. However, he has, like, all things considered this season, he has shown a lot more smarter basketball play. He just hasn't had the talent. Whereas the opposite, Kuminga has had all the talent this season, but he's made some stupid choices in the regular season. Like, defensively, offensively, he's still an unpolished player. But so it's almost like we'll see how it happens.
That's what's tough, is like you need those guys to get experience to get polished. I just don't know how many opportunities they're going to be getting. But you make good point with Kuminga. I think he'll get plenty of opportunity. I don't really see it for Moody. I do think he probably would be the most likely to get chopped. If they wanted to hold on to him, they're just going to end up cutting him in a couple of years, is what I would think.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Gary Payton certainly filled what would have been Moody's role this season, with the defense and three-point shooting.
Awesome.
So Gary Payton definitely, if they don't re-sign him, that'll be criminal, unless they just can't afford him, unless someone pays him obscene money. But Gary Payton fills that role, and if Gary Payton or injuries come out, then you'll see Moody get more minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I would think they'd want to keep Gary Payton. I'd be surprised if they let him go, because I'm sure he wouldn't cost much.
No, very much like a defender like GTA. They're very comparable players, 3-and-D type guards. So they're gonna keep him around. Plus, he's great. He just fits in with the chemistry of the Warriors so well. He's part of the culture now. So hold on to him. It's cheap. I don't think they're gonna spend more than $2 million re-signing, $2 or $3 million re-signing the guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. And he's a key helper in what can be another championship here. I think they're definitely going to be in the fold for the next couple of years, no doubt. As long as they have Steph Curry and Draymond Green, I think they'll be in great shape.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So, yeah, that's Strictly Ball Business. Subscribe down below and let us know where to get the dough.
Hey guys, like and subscribe to our videos. I like talking balls. You guys like hearing about balls. Come on, just do it. Press the button.